All right, everybody, welcome to the Safe Haven. I'm your host DC with my accomplice Dumbledore here, and we are having Anthony Moon from Pricetools here for this AMA. I want to let you guys know that nothing you hear is financial advice. Everything you hear in this AMA is for the purpose of you making the best investment decision possible. All righty, so Anthony, let's just go ahead, man. Let's go ahead and get this started. Let's go ahead and get it jumping and running. So, tell us something about your background. Who are you and how did you come into the crypto space? Let's not talk about the project yet. Let's just talk about you and how you got
here. Okay. So first, thank you everyone for joining my session today. I'm very glad to be there today. And so if I'll talk about a little bit about myself, I'm Anthony. I'm the brand manager of Pricetools. And today I'll present to you our project. So if I'll talk about my background, about my experiences in the crypto space, I worked already more than 4 years in that space. I used to be different. I used to do a lot of stuff in that crypto space. I mean, that I was a trader. I have an experience of day trading. I worked in the marketing team of some projects, and also currently I'm the brand manager. So I'm presenting our project to our investors, answering to the questions, and also organizing AMA sessions. It means that I am also working currently as a AMA host. So that's actually pretty everything that I used to do in that crypto space. So that's my experience.
Alrighty. Hold a second. Now, give us a brief overview of Pricetools.
Okay. Pricetools is a platform for DeFi investors that provides analysis on some projects and also making a prediction based on artificial intelligence. So if I talk in just one sentence, that's what Pricetools is.
Alrighty. All right, let's go ahead and get into the meat of the project. So, what made you want to create this project, and why is it a necessity in this space?
Okay, so before going deeper into that topic, let me share my screen. So I will just a second, please. Share. Okay, can you see my screen?
It's loading. Okay, I can see it now.
Okay, perfect. So, Pricetools is, as I mentioned before, is a platform for DeFi investors that provides multi-transaction swap and analysis of blockchain data and social media metrics for DeFi projects using AI. So, for example, if you don't want to miss some kind of those projects that are really exploded and blowed up recently, I mean, they made a lot of people millionaires. So if you don't want to miss that kind of projects, you can use our platform, use Pricetools. So you will get a chance to also earn big money and also prevent yourself from the big losses. So also there's a quote from the Forbes that says that they would like to mark 2022 as the year when AI become really popular. I mean, that's because of those projects like DOI, Stable Diffusion, ChatGPT, and so on. This is why we are also integrating artificial intelligence system in our project. I will talk about it a little bit later. Before that, let me give some information about how people search for good projects. For example, the experienced investors search for a promising project, right? And also there is an analysis of price charts by indices, analysis of tokenomic projects, and so on. But for example, that's not the same situation for the newcomers in the DeFi. There is no search for a promising project, no analysis of price charts by indices, and no analysis of projects tokenomics. So this is why Pricetools is providing a common solution for all investors. Doesn't matter if you are experienced one or you are newbie and you know just work like crypto, because we have the kind of educational materials also for you right there in our media section, and I'll talk about it a little bit later. So our main purpose is that we are providing a common solution for all investors, for the newcomers to prevent them from big losses and also give them really good opportunity to earn a really good money. So that's actually necessary in that space of crypto because, for example, today more and more people becoming familiar with the crypto. More people are joining to that sphere, but there is no really high quality information about how they can start, or for example, some really good projects that providing them opportunity to earn money, right? So this is why we really care about the newcomers, and they can also use our platform, and we are providing that kind of features, for example, like DEX analyzer, social analyzer, pre-sale analyzer for them, and also providing those features also for the experienced investors. So this is what is Pricetools is. So in the next minutes, I will talk about the DEX analyzer and all those features. So if you have any questions at the current stage, you can ask. I will answer.
Yeah, I actually do, man. So first of all, good job on your answers. That's the first time I'm going to say to you. Next thing is this. So what is your do you have a reputation in this space? Are you known around this space, and to what extent?
I mean that it's our first
I'm not
project on the.
expecting. And by the way, I'm going to say this too. I'm not expecting you to be well known around the space, so don't feel like you have to really make yourself sound like you're very well connected. I'm just asking you what you have going on. It doesn't make a difference to me.
Okay, understood your question. So that's actually our first project on the Pink Cell Finance, but definitely our developers worked on several other projects. So this is why we can say that, yep, our team has a kind of actual connections in that space, and but that's our first project in the Pink Cell Finance. But despite the fact that it's our first one, we really investing a lot of energy, a lot of time and budget into that project. And for example, even basing on some metrics like how many investments we gained at the Pink Cell pre-sale, we can say that our developers done a really good job, and actually our investors are really interested in that platform.
All right. Because I was asking, man, because you got prices on there, even though it's free now. You've got prices like $99, $200, $300 to be able to use the different bots. But the thing about it is that before anyone can charge a lot of money for a project or a service, no matter whether it's crypto in the real world, you have to have a track record that that what you're offering has given people some seriously good results, man. Like for example, anytime you see these guys like Ty Lopez, maybe Jocko Willink, Andrew Tate, any influential people, before they offer something, there's a thing called proof of value. And I'm not saying you don't have it at all. So there's a thing called proof of value. And what that means is everybody knows that your service works and that your service is so good and it's giving people such good results. You're doing yourself a disservice of not charging them. For example, let's say if you have a trading bot and that bot makes people like $5,000 a year on average. It makes perfect sense for you to take 200. That's just 2%. It makes perfect sense for you to take 2% of that. You know, as a matter of fact, you'd be doing a disservice to yourself for not taking a couple percentage of what they're making, when you're making them all that money. So, what I was trying to ask is, has anyone been using your bot for I'm sorry, I'll just say a bot, using your bot for a long period of time? Like, does it have a proof of concept, a proof of value to it?
Yeah, definitely, really good question. I also agree with you that our investors and our users should know what they are dealing with, and also this is why we are providing a free access to our packages, to our features until the full ZAP release in the training AI. I mean that, for example, you can see right there that we have DEX analyzer, swap, social analyzer, pre-sale analyzer, and so on, but not all of them already released. Still, some of them still under construction, because let me explain why. For example, how our artificial intelligence works. It gathers a lot of data, right? So to provide a high quality and accurate prediction, it should collect a lot of data, analyze them, and provide you some actually predictions on the possibility of success of some project, right? And this is why it needs time for our artificial intelligence to collect all of those data and gain and analyze them. So this is why we are also considering the moment, and we are providing for our users a free access to all those packages until the full the app. It means that until the all of those features will be released, and also there will be training of the AI. So that's also key moment. Is that before that everything will be free. So this is a kind of that's feature that we are offering to our users, and that's actually how they can be interested in the product. So this is why we cannot, for example, already show you some results of those analysis, but we are giving them a possibility to use our platform for free instead of those results while we are developing them, right? So this is why we are also balancing the moment. And answering to your question about for example, how people should be convinced that our platform works and how they can get good results, the answer is that they can test it by themselves by using freely our platform. So this is our answer. That's to your question. But after the release of all of those projects, all of those features, there will be a subscription model. I'll talk about it a little bit later. So after that, for example, we can test it. Everyone can test all of those features and make the choice for themselves whether they are ready to invest their money with our analysis, analyzing predictions, or they are not. So because after the releasing of those features, they will really provide you some predictions on some project. And for example, the situation basing on that project can show us if our prediction was correct or it was not. So basing on such metrics, on such results, people can decide by themselves whether they are ready to trust us or they are not.
All righty. And so next question I wanted to ask is, why should someone pay for your services in the future instead of learning on their own what to look for in a project and just trading it themselves? What is your service bringing? That is there something about your service, like some sort of thing that your service is bringing to people, that information they couldn't just access on their own, things they couldn't conceptualize on their own? Like, for example, the reason why I'm paying a mechanic to do something, or the reason why I'm paying an electrician to do something is because he knows the parts I don't know, and I can't just figure it out and fix it myself. So I hire him to go ahead and do it for me. Like, what about your service is what people need, instead of just learning it on their own what to look for?
Okay, that's a really good question, by the way. So first thing that we are providing is that we are consuming your time. So time is the most valuable actual currency, right? So this is why we are saving your time. That's our first moment. Second moment is that I showed you recently the idea how people search for a project. For example, not even the experienced investor can search, for example, for some really good factors, right? For example, there is a mix of analysis of smart contracts, analysis of price, project holders, search for the information about the wealth in the project, and so on. That's actually differentiate for every individual. So this is why, but still, even the experienced investor miss some essential parts, right? So this is why we are providing the full analyzing, basing on several analyzer. For example, the DEX analyzer, social analyzer, pre-sale analyzer, and also media. And not everyone is capable to search for such a kind of high quality content, right? And high quality information about the project. And we are providing analyzing not only basing on some, how I can say, maybe just works from the project, but basing on the metrics of the project in the real time. For example, social analyzer can give you information about how organically there was a growth of the number of followers. and also how many likes, how many comment sections in the some post, right? And those kind of metrics cannot be analyzed by the average person, average user, because our system is comparing those numbers with the previous one, with the numbers of previous projects, and also searching for some kind of patterns. For example, if there was the same pattern of changing of those numbers of followers, numbers of likes with the previous projects, and also if that project was really successful, then our artificial intelligence will associate the project with possible success in the future, right? So actually, we are analyzing a lot of information in the space, but it's not actually accessible for some average user, average crypto investor, because it's really time consuming, it's really energy consuming, and not all people are capable to do that, because they just basically don't even know where to search for that information, right? So this is why we are providing actually saving your time and also giving you more information, wider range of those how I can say, maybe factors that can affect the result of the project in the future, right? So this is actual answer to your question.
All right, Anthony. That was a good answer, man. It's actually surprising me how good of a job you're doing answering these questions. That was about the best. I'm pretty sure maybe somebody could have done better, but that was a very good job. So I want to cover the pre-sale analyzer, the DEX analyzer. So I want to know how is that specifically going to work? Like, how's that going to help somebody? Because when people think there's a pre-sale analyzer, people think there's a DEX analyzer. What they're thinking is this: they're thinking, okay, guys, so here's the function that there's a project that I like that I want to do a 2, 3, 4, 5, 10x, and I want to just see it right here. I want I want to find the best projects without me having to do all the vetting and the work. So what people are expecting is to have a bot and an analyzer that points out whatever it is that they're looking for and what they want, so that they don't have to do it themselves. So what does your pre-sale and analyzer and DEX analyzer do? Now, if yours doesn't do that, that's perfectly fine. Yours might do something that's even better than that, even greater than that. There's no telling what you've got in store. But just give us an overview of what that is and what people can expect from it.
Okay, no problem. So let me start with the DEX analyzer. So DEX analyzer is just basically analyzer that provides you some metrics for the projects. For example, each project has such metrics like the price, the market cap, the volume, and so on. And you can find right there the information about those metrics. And our artificial intelligence is analyzing those factors. And if we are talking, for example, about the pre-sale analyzer, if you open currently, I need to say before going deeper into that topic, I need to say that we are currently focusing only on the Pixel Finance, but for sure there will be more platform available in the future. So what is pre-sale analyzer? Before that, let me go to the Pixel Finance of our project when we. Just a second, please. Okay, so we made right there our pre-sale, and you can find right there, for example, information for our project. Let's say, for example, the presence of those badges, and our pre-sale analyzer is also taking into consideration those factors. For example, if the project has some badges, for example, right there, like Safo Audit Know Your Customer, then probably that project will be successful in the future, right? Because there's a kind of trust from the perspective of investors to the project, and that's a kind of psychological factor that can also affect the result of the project. So, for example, when we are investing our money on some projects right there in the Pixel Finance, we look for the badges because it can guarantee us the security and safety of our funds, right? And for example, the presence of those can be also a really good factor when the pre-sale analyzer will analyze the possible success of the project. And also, pre-sale analyzer looks for some key factors right there. For example, the total supply, the liquidity, soft cap, and also how organically that investment was filled right there. For example, if there was some, how can I say, investment can be done organically, right? So as time passed, there was a really slow, smooth curve, for example, for the investment graph. But if there was some really suspicious behavior from some wallets, then our algorithm will detect it as some how can I say, maybe suspicious factor, and also the possibility of success of the project will be less, for example. But vice versa, if there was organic growth of the investments, then probably our artificial intelligence will associate it with the good marketing of the project, or maybe some kind of those factors that can also affect positively on the project's price, on the project features, future. And for example, there can be some the presence of affiliate programs. For example, we had affiliate program 3%. People could earn more money by inviting people to purchase in this pre-sale. And also those kind of factors can also really affect. So our pre-sale analyzer searches for those factors and including them into consideration when it's making its final prediction about the future of the project.
Alrighty. Let me see. All right. Now, how is the bot actually programmed to keep up with the ongoing trends? Because I was reading something about how, now I'm going to mess this quote up, all right? I'm going to mess it up. But I was reading something along the lines of the bot keeps up with, like, man, how does the bot keep up with the market? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does it actually keep up with the market? You know, because the one thing people don't want is to be looking for certain types of projects. Because I remember just me personally, last bull run, I was vetting projects and I couldn't find nothing good. But then there were these meme coins popping up everywhere, and I could have made hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars. I was ready to invest my money, but I was looking at totally different types of projects other than meme coins. So what we want is for your bot to be on the money. We want your bot to follow the dollar and hit on where the money's at. You know what I'm saying? So how can we know that your bot's going to do that? Because, you know, I don't want people to end up in the same situation that I was in, to where end up in the same situation as me, to where I'm sitting up here, I'm looking for a successful project, and a bunch of successful projects just popping off over here. It's meme season, and I'm missing out because I'm looking at utility projects. So could you answer that for me, please?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for that interesting question. I mean that yes, I also was in your situation. In the actually in the previous markets or market situations, right? So I mean that yes, there was a really huge export of those meme coins rather than, for example, the solid projects maybe in our perspectives. So yes, actually that they can be some kind of situations like that. So this is why we are AI-based platform. What actually the purpose of the AI? Actually, the main purpose of artificial intelligence is to make predictions. So it collects a lot of data, analyzing them, and also basing on those patterns of the past. Artificial intelligence is capable to make prediction on the future. For example, we have the kind of information, right? That's in the previous markets phases, there was a really huge export of meme coins, of NFTs, of and different other, for example, crypto-related topics, right? So this is why it's collecting all of those data and making the actually prediction on what will be the next explosion, right? So for example, there are a lot of new things that are coming to the market every day. I mean that there are something new is happening every day. So this is why our artificial intelligence is capable to collect all of those data, and also basing on the previous patterns, it can predict which of those new patterns will be successful or won't be successful. So answering to your question about how we deal with that situation, we are using the capabilities of the AI. For example, why there was a huge export of artificial intelligence? Because its capabilities is really impressive. We don't even know from the perspective of average user how artificial intelligence can be really good at making predictions, because it's just a real complex structure. And the person, for example, who is not familiar with the development part of the artificial intelligence, who is not, for example, who was not experienced with the neural networks and deep learning, machine learning, and so on, can understand how how the system is really complex and can make really accurate predictions. So this is why we are using fully the capabilities of artificial intelligence in making those predictions, basing on really wide range of factors, not only, for example, the ones that are currently in the market. For example, we're not focusing our only attention to the trends in the current market situation, but we are also looking for the past, and also combining them with the future. We are making predictions, combining in with the present situation. We are making prediction on the future. I mean, that's our artificial intelligence is making prediction, right? So actually, that's the answer for your question. Yo, man, are you there?
Do I want to go over that part first or not? Let me see. All right, let's go over the Let's go over the tokenomics real quick. So the first thing I really wanted to point out was that 40% of the project goes into the pre-sale. Okay. Now, here's the thing I want to go over about that. 40% of the pie goes into the pre-sale. That means that the pre-salers have a lot of control over the project. Okay. So since the pre-salers have a lot of control, what happens with the project could really potentially land on what the pre-salers do with their money, because they've got a lot of control over the project. And that poses another question that I have that I'm going to ask after this one. But why did you give 40% of the entire project to the pre-salers' hands?
Yep. Okay. Thank you for the question. What we need to consider the fact that, for example, people who are investing their money in the early stage of some project is really taking risks, right? So, for example, we never know what will the future of the project. So, for example, they're taking risks, they're investing their money. So this is why, from our perspective, we are rewarding them with that control that you told recently, right? So, for example, let me say that actually, for example, even if you want to invest your money in some new project, you make some researches, but if there is no appropriate research and there was no actual metrics were given on the project because it's actually fresh and new, then you probably risk a lot. And we are really appreciating the fact that early investors are trusting to our project. And for example, even for them, it's not really easy to invest their money because, for example, project in the future can be just can just fail, right? And that's actually can be a real situation. So this is why they are taking risk, they are trusting for the project, and this is why we are rewarding them with that control and with that 40% pre-sale.
All right. Now, the next question, listen, we got to get into your business, okay? We're going to get into your business, all right? So financially, how can we be sure that you can financially support all this? Because what your project doing, it's a whole lot here. It's a bunch of tools, analyzers, bots. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole lot to this project. So how can you be sure that you can financially support it? And the reason I'm really asking that is because if 40% is going to the pre-sale, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could see if like 20% was going to the pre-salers. But now I'm not saying this is you. All right. I'm not saying this is you. I'm really not. I'm just making a point here. And I have to say that because some people will get mad at me for making the statement. But usually, the more money a project needs from the investors at the beginning, the less money they have themselves. And I ain't saying that's you. It could be simply that you just want to give people an early entry the best opportunity. It just might mean you want to use money for somewhere else. But what I'm trying to get to is, where is the money coming from that's going to be able to support this project? Because it really takes money to run a project and marketing it. Because a lot of people, we're going to take the pre-sale money and they're going to buy and sell. And what we do with our marketing, see, the one reason why people have unclear marketing plans, and I ain't saying you do, I'm just talking in general. One reason people have unclear marketing plans is because their marketing depends on how many buys and sells they get, because they're going to take that and use it for the marketing, and that's all they got. You're supposed to have marketing funds before you get up here and start a project. So maybe have you been trading a while and maybe you done made 500K and you're going to spend 50, 100K starting off on marketing, and then the other money's going to come from somewhere else? Or maybe you've got a business on the side or something. Like, we want to know that.
Yep, I can give you total and full information about that, about our financial model, how we are planning to work on that project, even despite the fact that there was a really huge amount of the total supply distributed for the pre-sale. So we have our financial model basing on the subscription model. I mean that there are three options: light, optional, and max. And for example, for the $100, you can get DEX analyzer, swap, and media. In the optional, you can also include right there the social analyzer and the pre-sale analyzer. And in the max there, everything will be available for the $300. So, but before that, before the full app release, as I mentioned before in Training AI, the packages are all free. So you can use it, all of them, for free. So, but I need to say that our the 5% of from the total supply was distributed for the team, right? So this is why we are planning to work on those remained features until everything will be released, using those 5% of the total supply. I mean that, for example, if everything will be free
Wait
until the full
slow down real quick. So you say 5, what about the 5% again? Say that again. Hey, speak slower, please. Thank you.
So you can see right there that 5% of the total supply is distributed for the team, right? So why we distributed such amounts of our total supply for our team? Because everything will be free until the full app release and Training AI. So it means that there will be no source of revenue for us, for our team, for example, and we need to work on our projects basing on using some budgets, right? So this is why we distributed that 5% of the total supply to our team, and also we are planning to use our own money. I mean that we are really deeply interested in that platform. We are investing not only our budget, but also we are investing our time, energy, and so on. And this is why until the full app release and Training AI, we are planning to use those 5% to work on finishing the full app and also the Training AI. So after that, everything will be released. There will be a subscription model. There will be, as I mentioned before, free options, and our financial model will be basing on that. So this is why we even have a zero taxes right there in our platform. That's also attractive for our investors. So I guess you understand our financial model. If you have any questions, I can answer them. Oh.
I mean, you went over the financial model. I was really asking, like, about the money to be able to promote the project and sustain the project that you have now.
Okay, so if we are talking about, I guess it's related to the marketing and the Pricetools partnerships, because I understand your question in that way. So we are distributing for example, the 10% of the total supply for the marketing, 5% of the total supply for the Pricetools partnerships, and
No, that's
we are
not what
working.
that wasn't what I was. What I'm asking is, so when you make something, you have to have a certain amount of money to be able to push it before people buy the subscription, to make people want to buy the subscription, to sustain the project long term. And I'm asking, where is that money? It could be as simple as you've been trading for a while, so I have the money to push it. Or it could be as simple as I have a side business that's going to fuel it.
Actually, we already organized our pre-sale, right? So we gained more than 770 BNB. That's actually really impressive numbers. And we are planning
All
to
right, cool.
use
Okay,
that.
cool. All right, that's cool. We don't have to go any further. That's cool. All right, good answer. That was the answer right there. That's on point, man. Good work. All righty. Now, let me see where else I wanted to go. Oh, yeah. That's right. So, what package? So you got different subscription packages. What package would fit each investor like differently? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess I understood your
Yeah. Like
question.
there are different types of investors, different like the light, the optional, the max. Like which package would fit each type of investor? Some people are just long-term holders. Some people are short-term holders. Some people are mid-term holders. You know, which one would fit different people best? So what I'm expecting to hear is if you're a short-term trader, we like you're better off with the light or the max. Or if you're a long-term, you're better off with the max or light. Or if you're kind of like in between, you're not that active, but you're active, maybe the optional is better. Like what would you say is best for each type of person?
Yes, that's definitely interesting question. So, I mean, that's yes. If our investors are planning to be a long-term investors, then they can get the subscription not just only for 1 month, but for the year, because we have those kind of discounts for half an year, for a year. If our investors are willing, if our users are willing to purchase the subscription for a year, or for some period that is longer than 1 and 2 months, right? And we have those kind of discounts for the long-term investors. This is why, for example, the max can be suitable for them because they are planning to invest their money in the long term. They are planning to use our potential fully, and also our functions fully. So this is why they are investing their money in the purchasing the max, and it will be appropriate for them to use the max. So I mean that, for example, for the newcomers in the DeFi, if they can afford, for example, a subscription for $300, they can get the max. But because it's really highly recommended for them to use all of those full potential. But if they don't have the kind of, for example, initial budget to get that subscription option, then they can use, for example, the lights, because there are a media section available for them, and in the media section we have a kind of educational materials and content for them, so they can learn first, and after that they can get, for example, the optional and use their knowledge that they gained before in the light section, in the light option with the media section, in their future projects, future investments, I mean. So for example, at the initial stage for the newcomers, it can be appropriate to get a light if they don't have initial budget, initial fund. So after that they can get optional. So we already discussed for that long term, that will be appropriate for them to get the max. And for the people who are between them, for example, who are, as you mentioned, who are not really active but they're active, they can get also the optional, because, for example, in the comparison with the newcomers, they already know something. I mean, they have the kind of level of knowledge. They, for example, know what is social analyzing of the projects, why, for example, it's essential for the project to have social medias, and so on. They have the kind of knowledge about that. So this is why they can use already the social analyzer, the pre-sale analyzer, in the optional section.
Very good answer, man. Good answer. All right, so hey, listen, that's it for me, man. Good job, dude. That's it for me on my questions. I'm gonna go ahead and let the community ask their questions. You cool with that?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's go ahead with Big Engine. All right, man, your mic's unmuted. You can go ahead and ask your question. You're free to speak. Go for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Can you hear me? Hi, can you hear me?
Go ahead and ask your question, son.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I really love the presentation of a project. Now, I want to know, as you're having your own swap, do you have plans to introduce maybe a stop loss or limit order, just like TradingView and Binance do? And what would the trading fee be like?
Thanks for that interesting question. Actually, if you are talking about our swap function, we are focusing not on the swap main way. I mean that our platform is not dedicated to make some great achievements in the swap technology and swap functionality. No, we are planning to provide a really good analysis. So our swap works, for example, as other swaps, for example, the pancake swap, sushi swap, and so on. And this is why if we are talking about the possibility of also integrating the stop losses, take profits, for example, to let's say the trade, then I guess if the community will really ask for that, then in the future we can also I mean that's integrate that systems. But currently we are not planning to work on swap that really hard and concentrate our attention, because we have a lot of other works right there. For example, even in the terms of working on our AI top ranking, on the social analyzer, pre-sale analyzer, and so on. So this is why swap is our additional feature that we are providing for the convenience of the users, for the comfort of them, so they won't make extra actions. And my final answer is that if our community will really ask for that, then maybe we'll integrate that in our swap function. But currently, we are not planning to do that.
All right, that's absolutely amazing. And I saw in your tokenomics that you have 1% for airdrop. How can the Achilles and me, myself, take part in that
Actually, if you are talking about the 1% airdrop, the people who were eligible for that airdrop were already in the level at the pre-sale stage. I mean that there was an extra instruction for them for our early investors at the pre-sale stage in the Telegram channel. So actually, that chance is, I guess, already missed, but please don't get frustrated, because we are planning to also organize the kind of contests in our Telegram channel. There will be a lot of contests when you can earn a lot of money. I mean, that's by actually winning those contests. So actually that's already not available. I mean that airdrop, because people who were eligible for that airdrop is already follow those instructions at the pre-sale level, and I guess they already got their airdrop tokens.
Okay, that's very fine. I just hope to get more opportunities in your project. I would like to make a suggestion, please. I really love your project and the way it's going, but I don't know, will you have plans maybe introduce a refer to earn system? Maybe people can help tell people about your project and its wonderful utilities. Then maybe you give them some rewards, because this will definitely help pushing marketing, and then the ecosystem engagement will also continue, and then projects may last for long term. So maybe you can introduce that to your system also.
Wow, that's a real good idea. Thank you for that. I'll discuss it with our team and make some news on that in the future, I guess.
All right. Best of luck to your project. Thank you, DC. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for coming up here. Appreciate you coming by. Let's get Benova. And when you get up here, go right ahead and ask your question. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All righty. Dweki, go ahead, man. Go straight on. The floor is yours.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey, man, yes, you're audible.
Okay, I have one question here. Can can your social analyzer detect bot account that follow the token project account you're really analyzing? Thank you.
Okay, actually, let me really give some information about the social analysis because I guess we really missed some key factors within social analysis. Um, Actually, for example, how it works in the deep level. For example, there can be some kind of spam in the comment section in the Twitter, right? That's also a real situation. That's also some case that we also should to consider. And also, our artificial intelligence is capable to train itself in that way so it can detect the kind of spams. For example, the paid people who are sending some positive messages, and through time, as time will pass, our artificial intelligence can really detect those kind of suspicious behavior from the perspective of the community. And if you are talking, for example, about the Discord, there can be some conversation between the community and also between the moderators. And our artificial intelligence is capable to, for example, identify the atmosphere right there in the community. For example, if there is an interaction between the moderators and between the community, if community is asking for something and moderators are answering them, and also there's kind of suggesting ideas from the perspective of the community, then probably our AI will associate it with the possible success of the project in the future. And also it can identify those kind of words and associate them with some factors. For example, you know that AI can analyze the text, right? For example, if they see some word like good or promising and so on, I mean that I'm giving just simple examples, then our AI will associate it with the possible success. But if there is some kind of words, again, let me give some really simple examples like bad or boring and so on, then our AI will associate it with some with the fail of the project in the future, right? So this is how our social analyzer works deeply in that level, and also by working on those factors in that level, our social analyzer is providing really good and high quality prediction.
Very clear answer, bro. Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah,
DC.
thank you very much, man.
Yeah, you're welcome, Donkey. Alrighty, let's go to Victor. Victor, you can go ahead and ask your question, man. We're waiting for you, and the floor is yours.
Question. I just have a quick question in regards to the Pricetools analyzer. I'm just worried. How accurate is the Pricetools analyzer in terms of interpreting data, and how consistent it be to give the end users desired outcome?
Okay, that's fair enough about to ask about the personalizer, because I guess that's also one of those main factors. For example, even the patterns that are suitable for the successful project in the future can be seen at the level of pre-sale. And as I mentioned before, for example, in our case, that was the presence of those badges, and also the presence of affiliates program. And let's say, for example, the analysis on the liquidity percent, on the liquidity unlock time, and also the actual there you can see, for example, the top rewards. And for example, you can see that amount of BNB that was invested, and also the rewards that were given for them, and the kind of factors that can also really affect the future of the project. And for example, even AI is capable to look for those work records and the amount of token that will be unlocked at what time. And actually, right there, if you click at the view link, you can, for example, find the more detailed information about it, right? So, for example, the how much time is remains until the unlock, about the total amount that is locked, and so on. So this is how our pre-sale analyzer works. I mean that I already mentioned the factors that can also affect the possible future of the project in the future.
All right, Victor, did that answer your question?
Yeah, and lastly, in regards to also the pre-sale analyzer, would there be some sort of, like, let's say, a language barrier of feature or something like that. Let's say someone who is not like too frequent in the use of English can be able to like use his or her native language to access the pre-sale analyzer.
Yep, thank you for that real good question. We are also taking into consideration the language barriers. We talked it with our team and we discussed it with our team. And yep, definitely at the initial stage, the English will be available for everyone because I guess it's obvious why. So, but in the future, yes, we are planning to also actually eliminate those language barriers and make it available for our users to choose their native language and use our platform in that way.
All right, awesome answers and best of luck to you, man.
Thank you very much, Victor. Thank you for that question.
Yeah, man. Great question, dude. Really appreciate that, man. All right, let's go ahead and have Vladlin up. Let's see what Vladlin's got.
Yep. Hey guys, hope you can hear me.
Hey man, yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, hope you're doing good. Okay, yeah, I saw a chart and I was like tracking you for around a week, and I like your chart after launch. It's doing pretty good as for now. But yeah, actually, what I was interested about the most, just let me share my thoughts a bit about the AI part of the project, because as you know, what people like about the existing big AI-based products is how they being transparent in the way AI was built and trained. And you should probably know that it's pretty costly to build, actually, to train an AI, and it requires a lot of computing power. And for example, to build a GPT-3 model, it was around $5 million, and you actually need those GPUs and rigs of those GPUs. And to train GPT-3, for example, you need like more than 10,000 GPUs, and still with that amount of compute power, it will take you around 15 days because it's based on 175 billion parameters. And talking about another good AI-based product, DALL-E 2, it requires on a single GPU, it requires from 100 to 200,000 GPU hours to train the model. So it takes a long time to train a good AI. And for sure, all the calculations were made based on NVIDIA V100 GPU, but we already have A100. It's 25 times more powerful, but still, and in terms of investment decision, it's like not an easy thing to rely on an AI based product. If you consider your investment, and there was a good analysis showing that in well-developed countries like Japan, France, United States, Great Britain, only 35% of people actually think that they trust companies that use AI as much as other companies. So only 30 to 35% of people trust AI-based products. And yeah, that's here actually my question lies. Like maybe you guys plan to share. First of all, I want to know how much money you already spent on training this model, and how much money you still plan or you still need to get the product ready for to be actually usable, and what will you do if you see that your AI model is not that effective as you thought? Because you should know that AI still makes a lot of mistakes, and even touching on the already existing products, which are pretty good, like ChatGPT. As I mentioned, they spent more than 5 million to train GPT-3 model, and it still makes a lot of mistakes. If you wanted to write you actually a logical text, and for example, once I asked AI, to list the colors which don't have letter E in their name, and AI just listed me all the colors like yellow, green, just removing the letters, so it's still pretty stupid. And the recent situation with when Alphabet lost around 100 billion in market value after the AI technology called Bard made an error, and also there was an accident in year 2018 where Uber self-driving car actually killed a woman, because AI sometimes is stupid, and that's why people still don't trust it. And what will you so yeah let me repeat my questions. First of all, how much money you need to train it, what GPU you plan to use, and how many GPUs you plan to use to train it, and what you plan to do if you see that actually AI fails in making predictions, how you think it can affect your product in a longer term run.
Wow, that was really complex, and I mean that's really long question. I mean that, yeah, thank you for that. First thing first, I agree with you, Rodwan. I mean that in terms of actually artificial intelligence, I can see that you're well educated in that topic, and also I'm also interested in the artificial intelligence, in the neural networks, in the deep learning, machine learning, and so on. And I totally understood what you are talking about, and I totally agree with you. I guess that I mean that for example. Yes, for the GPT, it take more than $5 million to train actually, and it still has some mistakes. Yes, that's correct. And we are also taking into consideration that there can be some, for example, the mistakes, some, for example, maybe the moments that won't be taken into consideration by artificial intelligence. Yes, that's actually, I think that I can say that it's okay for artificial intelligence to make some mistakes at the initial stage, because even I mean that artificial intelligence is becoming more accurate through training, right? For a lot of time. So this is why we're taking our time. We are working on our AI top ranking, and we are planning to release it after the releasing of Dex Analyzer, Swap, and for example the media. And we are focusing really hard on those actually features, because we are also understanding that AI can make some mistakes, and we are working hard really to prevent them from that, because our developers has a real vast experience in that field, and we are also attracting a lot of good outsourced developers to also support our core team in the terms of working with the AI. And this is how we are trying to solve that problem. And I need to mention that we are long-term project, right? We are focusing on making our product really appropriate to use. We are also aiming for our AI to give really high quality, precise, accurate predictions. And this is why we are actually involving more people, more developers to prevent those mistakes and train our AI in that way. So there will be a very small probability of mistakes. But if you are talking in terms of GPUs, I don't really have information about that kind of technical moments. Our developers really know about that. So first, let me ask them about that. Then I will give you that information in our Telegram channel. So that's another great chance to mention that you can join our Telegram, you can follow our Twitter, so you won't miss the kind of news, and we will share everything right there with you. We will announce everything, and if there will be really good news, you will know first. And if you also knew first about our plans. So I guess I answered your question, Wadwan. That was a really good.
Okay,
That
yeah,
was a really
Anthony,
good
thank you.
question.
I will take no more time, but if you have more specific answers, you can reach me in DMs after you get the info from the developer, or your developer can actually reach me also to help me with those questions. But yeah, thank you for your time, Anthony, and that's all from me.
Thank you very much, Wadwan.
All right, everybody. Now we're going into how long we been here? An hour and 3 minutes. Okay, cool. We fine. All right, thanks, Vlad, man. Wonderful. Let's go to where is Rayhan? Let me go to somebody who I whatever your name is, you'll see yourself. All right, there you go. Your mic is unmuted.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good morning,
Hey,
everyone.
man. What's up, dude? Go ahead, bro. Floor is yours.
Yeah, yeah. I just want to ask two questions. Yeah, can I go on?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about the data. The data, in every project, the data is so much like important. So I want to ask, like,
Your mic just cut out of nowhere.
hello.
Hey, man. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm asking that is the AI capable of collecting the necessarily data used in this project? Like, is there, data is very important in every project possible, so is the AI capable of collecting all the data?
Yeah, definitely. This is why we are using artificial intelligence. If that was not capable to collect a lot of data, we wouldn't use that. So this is why our artificial intelligence is capable to gather a lot of data, not from only the media, but also from the social media, from the pre-sale page, and so on.
Okay, and my second question is that you made mention of some free tokens of like for the AI holders. Like when you make mention of light and mass and that side, I want to ask about free tokens. The free tokens, are they really reliable for those AI holders?
Didn't really understood your question about free tokens. Can you repeat it again, please?
You made mention of like AI holders of Pricetools tokens. Like AI holders will get free Pricetools tokens.
No, I guess you understand not in the correct way. There will be a free access for our features. There will be no free tokens. So I mean that until the full DApp release in the training AI, there will be a free access for our users to use our currently available features.
Okay. Please, what is the full meaning of DAPP, DApp?
Actually, yes, you can see right there the screens from our DApp. We kind of unfortunately had the DDoS attack to our DApp because I don't know why actually, but yesterday it was available. And if you look for our previous AMS, you can find that we already demonstrated the functionality of our DApp. It looks pretty the same like in that screen right there. Actually, we are solving the problem. In the near future, there will be an access for our DApp. And also, I need to say that it's also available in the Play Store. I mean that you can also download mobile application of our DApp. And there will be released very soon the version for iOS.
Okay. Thank you. That's all.
Yeah, thank you very much, man.
Yep. So thank you, Cole RD. Let me see who else. Let's go to Gustavo. No, let's go to Lico. All right, Lico. Let's see what you got, man. Go for it.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, up, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, can I go with my question?
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Okay, so my question will be based on the utility of this project. What are the plans you have put in place concerning the utility of this project?
Yep, there it goes.
Okay, okay, I guess you are asking about the utilities because the final part of your question was, I guess, cut off because of mic. Okay, so if you are talking about the utilities first, I think that you can use our token on actually you can purchase our subscription model. I mean that, for example, at the initial stage, we are planning to make to get the payments in the form of our native token in the form of Pricetools. But actually, in the future, yes, for sure, more coins will be available. I mean that, for example, the stable coins like USDT or, for example, the BNB. But at the initial stage, we are planning to use our native token to get the payment for the subscription. So this is our first utility where you can use our token. Second thing is that we have a kind of rewards in our Telegram channel. I already mentioned that we are planning to make a different kind of contests for our community, and you can earn money right there in the form of rewards. And also, for example, you can even send our tokens, for example, to each other with the different purposes. I mean that, for example, if you are working with some employer and if he wants to send you some money in the forms of the cryptocurrency, they can send it by our token, by the Pricetools. I guess because our product is purposed and directed for the long term, there will be a really good support for our price, and this is why you can use also our tokens in that way.
Okay. Thanks for the answers. Dizzy.
All right, man. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. It's a good question right there. Okay, let's go to who else have we not heard from? I'm trying to find somebody new. Let's do Elson. Okay, Elson, go ahead. Elson, you got 5 seconds. 5, 4,
Hey there,
3.
hello there.
What's up, man? Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, I got dropped there. So, my question is something we've not really talked about. It's based on the educational standpoint of things. I don't know, what do you guys have going on that? How you planning to educate your communities on how to make use of your utilities that attached to your project?
Yeah, definitely. We need to give some instructions for our community. All of those instructions will be given not only in the Telegram channel, but also in the media section that I talked about recently. I mean that you can see right there that there will be also media section available. And I mentioned before that there will be kind of educational materials, educational contents for the newcomers, for our community. So you can find, for example, the instructions for some actually operations right there in the media section as well as in our Telegram channel.
All right, thank you very much. That was it from me. Thank you, DC.
Hey, man, you're
Thank
very
you.
welcome. Very welcome. Good question. All right, let's go to Sujay. Let's see what Sujay's got for us. Well, no, let me find out. Well, okay, after Sujay, we're going to a chat question. Sujay, all right, guys, this is where the one question limit comes in at. All right, we get one question.
Hey, DC.
Hey, man, what's up, dude?
Hey, good. One question only, DC?
Yep, one question.
Okay. All right. Great presentation, Anthony, and some very good answers to community questions. What I wanted to know is, I mean, first of all, I'm sold on the idea, right? I believe the AI, in terms of the efforts and the time that I need to spend in doing the analysis, it's a definite win. So I'm sold as a user. But now when I think as an investor, what I'm looking at is the pool of similar projects that are out there, right? Projects that have already launched, projects that are about to launch, like yourself, or a project like yourself that have launched. Now, I'm trying to find differentiators between yours and the other ones that are available. A couple of things stood out for me. One is the social analyzer, which you've touched on and kind of answered my question on that. The second one, what I found was different, is the white paper analysis. Now, it's mentioned on the website, but I didn't find more details on it in the white paper. What I wanted to know is, when it comes to white paper analysis, it's a whole bunch of text, right? And most of the white papers are just copy paste. They're generic. And the other problem, it's a similar problem to your social analyzer, but what's in addition to that, the problem here is that it's a static document, right? So nothing's changing unless they release a new version. So how do you go about analyzing a whole bunch of text and then coming out with a rating or, you know, some sort of a value-based analysis from that text?
Yeah, thank you, man, for your definitely good questions.
Wait a second. Oh, Anthony, he just put you on the ropes, man. That was a good question right there.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I didn't even think to ask that one, and I'm DC. Oh, man. Okay. Go ahead, Anthony. That's on you right there. I'm going back behind Mike.
Yeah, man. First thing first, thank you, Sujay, that you're really appreciating my answers in the presentation. I'm really glad to hear that. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you, man. So next thing, answer to your question about our unique offers that we are providing, for example, in the comparison with our competitors and our differentiation from them. Actually, we are providing all in one platform. What does it mean? It's actually our main feature, that we are providing everything right there in one platform. Everything that you need as an investor to find a real good project and also make analysis on them, right? So, for example, some platform can have let's say DEX analyzer, but doesn't have the pre-sale analyzer. But it can be in the vice versa. There's a media or social analyzer is available.
Anthony, hey man,
Yep.
can you? Okay, so I want to make this clear. So everybody, Anthony is Asian, and because of that, he has a tendency to really speak fast. He's not trying to blow past the question. He just speaks really fast. It's just the way he is, his culture. So Anthony, could you please slow down just a bit so we could all understand?
Okay, man, no problem. Okay.
There you go.
So, okay, so I mentioned that our key feature is that we are all in one AI platform, right? So in some platforms, there can be the availability of the social analyzer, but for example, no swap. And it can be, for example, in the vice versa, as I mentioned before that, for example, one platform can provide the DEX analyzer, but there is no pre-sale analyzer. But we are providing everything right there in one platform. That's our main key feature. And I guess it will be really convenient for our investors because we are saving their time. Because, as I mentioned before, time is actually our main currency, and I mean that we are saving your time and providing everything that you need as an investor right there in our platform. So I guess that was the answer for your first question. And I guess the second question was about the capability of AI to analyze the white papers, right? For example, you know that we have really good, actually, I mean that's in comparison good projects like ChatGPT, for example, that can actually analyze the text and give you some answers based on your prompt, right? So this is why we are also integrating that system in our AI on our artificial intelligence. For example, if you open the white paper, it's just a bunch of text. Yeah, you're definitely right, man. But for example, if you give that information to for example, GPT, it can actually analyze all those, of those, almost all of those sentences, and give a really, I guess, accurate answer to your question based on your given information, right? So this is how we are using the system that is already in the use, in the public use, in our artificial intelligence system. So this is how we are also analyzing the white papers.
Okay, that kind of makes sense. One thing I'll definitely add, and this might be a personal, a pet peeve, but
Hey, CJ,
when you do the white paper,
CJ, you gotta carry that with the DMs, dog.
oh, sorry.
Yeah, man, no problem, dude. But hey, that was a
Yeah,
fantastic
no problem.
question,
Thanks,
man.
thanks, Anthony. Thanks, JC.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
man.
man. Thank you for your questions.
Yeah, okay. Let's go for Aldo. Well, I'm sorry, no, Aldo. Let me put you back on mute for a second. Let me ask Alice a question from the comments. Okay, so Alice asks, can we know a little about the team in charge of Pricetools? How big is the current team, and what skills do the team members have to ensure they are the right fit? They are the right fit for the Pricetools project to progress.
Okay, so if you want information about our team, let me give information. So actually, we have about 10 people in our core team. We have developers, we have the people who are responsible for the marketing. As well, I'm the brand manager. I also in the marketing team, and actually we have owners. So I guess that 10 people are enough at our current stage of the project. I mean that in the future, if we will expand our functionality and involve more people, and we will offer more really good products, then maybe our core team will also raise. But at the current stage, I guess 10 people are enough. And in terms of experience, actually our developers have really vast experience. I really guarantee you that, because for example, it's really frustrating that I can show you today our D app because of those DDoS attacks, because you could see by the using our D app how they really worked well on that D app platform. So I mean that they really have a good experience in the developing. So actually that's the key information about our team.
All right, that's what's up. All right, so I just read in the comments that Daniel Bliss says that he hopes I ask him a question because he has something nobody's asked and it's going to be helpful for Price Protocol. Okay, Daniel, I'm gonna unmute you, and because you called me out, this question better be good. All right, I better like this. All right, Daniel, go ahead, big dog. Go ahead, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yep, you're audible.
Okay. Because I've been listening to the AMA for a while now, and you did not even talk about doing some marketing about among non-crypto users, and it's going to be helpful to every project. So I want to ask, do you plan sharing a project among non-crypto users, and also what's your mission for this your project after launch? Is it just going to be a project that is going to be a pump and dump? Because a lot of projects like pump and dump. So that's what I want to ask. And this, thanks.
Well, we're going, Daniel. I'm sorry, brother, but we got one. It's a one question rule, man. You gotta pick a different question because you asked, how is he going to market this to non-crypto users? Well,
Yeah. Okay. You can answer the question, because that's the main question I want to ask. Because I didn't even see him talking about advertising his project among non-crypto users.
Well, I mean, people who don't use crypto aren't going to use the bot. This is for people who are already deep into crypto. It's not something you like. This is a bot for people who know what they're doing. This isn't for people who don't know crypto. Now come in so you can use this bot. That's the opposite. So you gotta pick another question, dude.
Okay. So the second question I would like to ask him. So what is his mission after his launch? Is he going to like pump his project for a while and is the project going to be a long-term project that will last forever and a lot of people who come to the space is going to know about?
Yep, man, definitely you're right that there are a lot of projects nowadays that are just pumping and dumping, and unfortunately that became a trend right there in the market, right? So no, answering to a question about that, we are long-term platform. I mean that we're providing a really solid product. We are not another meme coin and so on. And we're providing really solid features that can be used by our investors, that can be really attractive for the users, and they can use those features in order to get really big rewards, earn money, and prevent themselves from the losses and so on. And we are providing those actually products. This is why we are aiming for the long term, and we are not planning just to pump and dump and so on. And in terms of our mission, actually, let me give you actually story how we came out with that idea. At the initial stage, we were separated with our team, and we all were really interested in the kind of analyzing platforms. For example, in terms of, from the perspective of a crypto investor, we are really highly interested in finding that platform that can help us to find some really good projects, make analysis on them, and also, for example, support our personal, how can I say, researchers or not. I mean that was really essential for us. So we couldn't find any platform that are providing such features, right? So this is why we came out with an idea to create our own. And this is why we are caring about our users, about the newcomers in the DeFi, about the even the experienced investors. And we are providing those tools that were not available for us at the initial stage, right? So that's our mission, is to provide that the features that were not available for us, and that's our key mission. We want to help the newcomers and to the experienced investors to find really good products and make analysis on them, and really integrate that systems right there in our platform.
Okay. DC, please. I just want to ask him because nobody have asked him the question. Please, can I just ask him? It's not gonna take long.
Oh no, man, we can't do
Please,
that.
man.
We gotta do
No.
one question, so I gotta give everybody else.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Hey, man, just go.
By the man, Daniel, if you have any question, you can ask it in our Telegram channel. We'll answer to your questions right there. Thank you for your questions.
Okay.
Yeah, if any of you got any questions and don't get a chance, just always go to the DMs. Alrighty, let's go to Manur. All right, Manur, you're dang, I said Manur. I'm sorry. Go ahead and ask your question. Your mic's unmuted. Manur, go ahead, man. Okay, I've got to move on. I'm sorry. All right, Zainab, go ahead and ask your question, ma'am.
Hi, how are you, DC?
I'm doing just fine. How are you?
Good. Thank you for giving me opportunity. So
Hey,
my
you're welcome.
question is, what method does Pricetool use to filter out noise and intervalent information from social media when analyzing sentiment about DeFi projects?
Yeah, thank you for your question. That's also a really good question. I mean, that's we are definitely taking into consideration the kind of turbulence information, the spam, for example, in the comment section, in the social media of the project. Yep, but our artificial intelligence is aiming to find some key posts that were given, that was posted, for example, in the Twitter, let's say in the Telegram, and so on. And this is why our artificial intelligence is capable to train itself in that way, so it can find those key informations and go pass those inappropriate and those turbulence informations like spams and so on.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, thank you for the question.
Thank you for your question. Appreciate it. All right, let's go to Manure. There you go. Manure, you go ahead. Your mic's unmuted. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, and
Can I
1.
ask my que-
Go ahead and
can I ask my
question.
question?
Go ahead.
Okay. So my question is, to reach a great number of investors possible, the project should have multiple communities in various languages. My question is whether there will be a future step to expand marketing to include non-English speaking countries.
Yeah, definitely. I already, I guess, answered to that question. We are currently only focusing on the English, but in the future, we are also planning to eliminate those barriers and include other options for choosing the language.
Is that good?
Can I ask one more question?
Nah, we're doing the one question rule right now, so we can't take a second one. But thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. Let's go to a comment question. Let's go to the comments. Let's see. All right, so Gustavo Winter wants to know, can users view historical on-chain data for DeFi projects on Pricetools, or is it only current data? That's a good question.
Sorry, can you repeat it again, please?
So he wants to know, can people look at past historical data of projects with Pricetools? Do they have to only look at, does it only show current data?
Actually, it's taking into consideration both the past and the current one.
Okay. Well, there goes your question, Gustavo. If you're still in here listening, there's the answer to your question. Let's go. Let's get. Well, I wish I would have seen you before I wish I would have seen you beforehand. Let me see. Let's get Vaughn as the name. I haven't seen him before. Okay, so Vaughn is the name. Go ahead, sir. A put his bio as DC picked me. Okay, well I picked you. There you go.
Hello.
Hey,
Thank you for this opportunity,
you're welcome.
DC, for allowing me to speak. First of all, a great job for the team for developing this kind of seem like all-in-one utility. So there's no denying all of it are really good. But as I have read their white paper, one of your goal is for people to be knowledgeable and buy tokens before it moons and to not FOMO in tokens, as you guys have stated clearly in the white paper. So team, my question. So among the hundreds or thousands of tokens launching on this space, and also given the current situation we are in, so we're in bear market right now, how is your bot gonna ensure that people invest the right token that they have invested the gem and gain huge profits? So that's my question.
Yeah, man, definitely. Thank you for that really good question. Yes, actually, it's very essential from the perspective of investors to care about the kind of factors. Yeah, we already have that metrics that say a lot about our project, right? So, for example, even the presence of those pages, the amounts of investment that we gained right there in the pre-sale. I mean, those, for example, that 772 BNBs is a real good amount. I mean, that says a lot about the project and a lot about the trust of the investors to our Pricetools platform, right? And answering to your question about how we are making sure that our platform is not another, for example, one of those thousands of projects that are just disappearing in the space. We are providing that really good, solid product that, for example, from the experience of, from the perspective of investors, can be really attractive. For example, I mentioned not a single time that, for example, for the average crypto investor, that can really be very useful. For example, to have such kind of analysis. And actually, this is the product. We are providing a product. We're not providing some just noise, right? We are not, for example, like another projects that are making some promises on the future, blah, 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 and so on. No. We are providing a really solid product. This is how we are differentiating from them, and how we are ensuring that our actually price of our token will raise, and how that system will be sustainable and how investors will be involved in our project.
All right, Anthony. Thank you for that wonderful answer. So I wish you all the best, and thank you again, Safe Haven, for allowing me to speak.
Yeah, thank you very much, man.
Alrighty. Well, Vaughn is the name. I think you will be our last question for today. Good question right there, man. Alrighty. Well, guys, listen, look, Anthony, if you don't have anything else to say, man, I'll go ahead and conclude the AMA. It was a good time talking to you. We had some great questions and everything. Let me make sure I get my piece of paper real quick so I can ask some questions and whatnot, man. Alrighty. Anthony, do you have anything else to say? If not, that's giving you the opportunity in case you did have something.
Actually, I guess we covered pretty everything. That was a really good session with you, DC. I had a really great time answering to your questions. There was a really good questions from your community. I'm really glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that our investors are appreciating our platform. We really work hard on that, and we are also appreciating your trust, and we are really grateful for that. And I guess finally I need to mention that, for example, if you missed your chance at the pre-sale, you still have a chance actually right now, because we are really working on our marketing, in our ads campaign, in our in our partnerships, and making the crypto brand ambassadors, partnerships with them. So this is why you still have a chance to jump into the train at the lowest prices. So in the future, I guess, as one said, there will be no FOMO for everyone. So this is why it's another great chance to mention that you still have a chance. And if you have any questions, you can ask them in our social media and the Telegram. So it's also another good chance to mention that. You can find those links right there in our white paper in the section official links. And also, I guess you already gave your community the links, right, DC?
That was a great outro. That was a very good outro, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Here we go. All right, now let's announce the giveaway winners, man. So here we go. First, with the best question has to go to none other than my main man right now. Came in hot with that really good question that I did not see coming, and that goes to none other than Sujay. All right, that goes to none other than Sujay. So Sujay gets the best question. Now we're gonna go ahead and get to the what's it called? The trivia question. All right, here we go. Everybody look at the comments. Everybody pay attention to the comments. We're going to do a 5 countdown. Remember, your answer to the question does not count until you hear it posted in the chat. Even if I say it and you answer it, it doesn't count until it's actually posted, because then it's verifiable, okay? So, everybody who wants to win the trivia or a chance at it, go ahead and look at the comments now. All right, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's the name of the project? Vaughn won. It is Pricetools. It's too late. Vaughn won. Vaughn has won. It's too late, everybody. I see y'all trying to get your little thinking that DC's gonna lose his mind for a moment. All right, that's fine. That's okay. All right. So, next question coming up. Now, here we go. Second question coming up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is dropping. How many people are in the VC right now? Nope. Tico got it right. 56. Now it's 57, but it was 56 when I asked it. I was looking. Point one to him. All right, now last question. Wait, hold up. Okay, no, yeah, we still got that to go. All right, here we go. All righty, here we go. This is going to be a fill in the blank. All right, here we go. You guys fill in the blank here. Why y'all typing numbers? All right, y'all go ahead and fill in the blank here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Fill in the blank. There you go. Sam got it. St. Patrick. Wait, did he just say? Did he put an X in there? Nah, he got it wrong. Rival, you got it. Yep. Rival spelled it right. Sam, you had the right idea, but you spelled it wrong. All right, there we go. St. Patrick's. All righty. Well, those are all of our winners. I'm getting them to Dumbledore right at this very second. Boom. Dumbledore has all the winners. Let me stop this recording. I should have been stopped the recording. All right.